Here's Christine, and she's going to talk about Roman education. Let's write her topic down. You guys are an excellent audience. Thanks for being that way. All right. Whenever you're ready, Christine, we are ready to listen to you.
Okay. So my topic was education and schools in ancient Rome. So raise your hand if you like coming to school. Okay. Raise your hand if you don't like coming to school. Yeah. Okay. So here is a basic picture of education in Rome. And this was my thesis statement. Education was important for the Romans because they learned how to read and write, learned some basic math, and it made them smarter so that they could build a bigger empire. And my first essential question was, how was education different and same from ours today? So it was different because boys and girls now are taught usually equally, and back then they weren't. And we're taught for a longer period of time. And then we're the same because we learned the basics such as math, reading, and writing. And my second question was education different or same for boys and girls? Girls were usually taught the basics and also how to run the home. And the boys were taught history, geography, geometry, astronomy, music, and philosophy. How much time did they spend in school? Roman children usually started at the age 6 or 7 until the ages 10 to 11. Higher education mostly focused on the study of rhetoric, which is public speaking, and this was usually only for boys. Most of the children got education from their supervision of the parents at home. And then, what was the difference between rich kid and poor kid's education? Most of the Roman children that came from the wealthy families received higher education, usually at age 14, only for boys though. Kids whose family were wealthy got educations from slaves, and the slaves were usually really well-educated men from Greece. So here is my model. Basically, this is the teacher, and this is the student. He's writing on a wax tablet, because that's what they used. And then this, the teacher had, was usually a whip, because if they were disobedient, talked out of turn, or got the question wrong, they usually got whipped or beaten. Questions?
Why were the slaves so much more educated?
I guess Greece usually thought education and studied more over in Greece, and they were slaves, so.
And so, what do you think was the most important subject that the Romans had to learn in school?
I think one that I found for the boys was public speaking, because if they wanted to be politicians, then they had to do that. Last one.
Do you know about how many students there would be?
No, I didn't find anything about that.
How many boys and girls were like eligible to go to school? Like who like was eligible to get an education?
It was mostly the wealthy kids that got a better education.
Does school cost money? Like, do you have to pay to go to school?
I think if for a higher education, the wealthies did pay, but otherwise I don't think so. Or didn't find anything.
Great. What do you think what are compliments you have for Christine?
Ron?
You did really good in presenting the presentation. You did like your voice is pretty loud.
Thank you.
Your mouth.
tons of information on your slides. Great. I liked your model and your pictures. Thank you.
Yeah, and I liked how you used your model and showed us the teacher and the student how they would get whipped if they weren't paying attention, and they would read from a wax tablet. And you had a great creative opening. Raise your hand if you like going to school and if you don't like. That got people involved. So nice job comparing then and now as well. What was your conclusion on the?
I didn't really have.
Okay. All right. So just next time, make sure to have one of those. But overall, nice presentation.